this is Jeannie from Trendy Tree, and today we're going to show you how to make this scarecrow wreath. We use 10-inch wide denim mesh and a 24-inch work frame and this little scarecrow wreath embellishment kit. All the supplies came from Trendy Tree, and we're going to show you that supply list. Be sure and subscribe to our channel while you're watching the video so you won't miss our next tutorials coming out, and we'll just get started. We're going to use the curl technique, and we're going to start out with this 10-inch mesh. It's 10 inches in width and 10 yards in length. This is a combination mesh. It has a base of a poly and then a jute thread, and we're going to cut strips 10 inches in length. It doesn't matter if you cut your mesh with a rotary cutter or scissors, it's going to ravel. When we get the curls attached, we are going to spray them with a spray adhesive to help reduce the raveling, but you're just not able to stop all of it. But we take the mesh, cut it in the 10-inch lengths, and then we're going to the mesh will just kind of naturally start to roll up. And we're going to go ahead and roll that mesh up till we have a curl like that, and we're going to take that cut edge of the mesh and hold it to the bottom and pinch it in the center. We're going to make a cluster of 3 curls like this and attach to the work wreath. I'm just going to put a clip around that curl for right now. This is a 24-inch work wreath. And on the 24-inch work wreath, the widest ring measures 15 inches across. But with the addition of your materials, you'll come out with a wreath that measures anywhere from 24 to 30 inches in width. So we're going to make another curl. If you've got somebody else working with you that can hold these as you roll them up, that's good. Sometimes you can kind of stick them between your fingers there. But you want a cluster of 3 curls. So you pinch those in the middle with your cut edge down. And then you can lay your curls on top of each other, but you can kind of lay them at an angle, so that you have a cluster of 3. And then just open a twist. We're going to start on the outside. Just open the twist and pull the cluster of 3. And then just give your twist a couple of turns. Now, if this is the only thing that you're going to put on the wreath, you could do 3 or 4 turns. If you're going to add something else, which we might, we're just going to do a couple of turns for now. And then we're going to go all the way around the wreath with a cluster of 3 curls in each twist. There's a wreath after we've gone all the way around the outer ring with 3 layers of curls. Now we're going to move to the inner ring and do a cluster of 3 curls in the same manner. We've already cut up 1 roll of mesh. We will have to cut into the second roll of mesh to finish, but you should have some left over, and you can always use that to fill in any gaps or anything if you need to. Now there's a wreath after we finished 3 layers of curls in each twist, and you can just push those curls to the outside. And now we're ready to embellish our wreath. Well, the next step we're going to do is spray it with some Elmer's Craft Bond spray adhesive to help reduce the raveling of our curls. So now our next step is to take this Elmer's Craft Bond spray adhesive, and we're going to spray the curls to help reduce the raveling. This is a messy procedure, so I'm just going to show you I'm going to spray a couple of curls, and then I'm going to take it outside to finish. But you want to just spray those curls. Try to get to those cut edges if you can. And as you spray them, and you may have to do this more than once, kind of lift them out and kind of separate them. You don't want them to stick together. So just sort of separate them. They'll get tacky, and just separate them. And try to spray every cut edge if you can. All right, now after you've sprayed your wreath, you will want to go back and kind of separate those curls to keep them from sticking together. Of course, you'll pull off some strings in this process. And also, you might want to test this product or another product on some scrap mesh in your area before you try it, because I would hate for you to try it, and based on the humidity and heat in your area, that you wind up with a sticky mess. This does take a few minutes to dry, and after we've kind of separated everything, we're just going to set it aside and let it dry good, and then we'll come back to embellish it. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is embellish our wreath. And we have this Scarecrow kit. Look at that head. He's 5 pieces. He's a head and arms and legs. And all the pieces have these wires attached that you can use to attach to your wreath. So I think, and we're also going to use that paper pumpkin. It's kind of a paper mache, but it's very lightweight. So I think what we'll do is position we'll just kind of practice, where we're going to put our pieces. And let's try like the head kind of off to the side. Let's hand him up here. Let's try that. And we'll just kind of, and then kind of put the pumpkin like he's holding the pumpkin. And then we'll kind of put the arms. Of course, these have little hooks on them, and they'll just hang up on everything, but sort of like that. And then put the legs coming out from underneath it. Now the legs are wired, all of it's wired, but the legs, the wire doesn't go all the way down to the foot, but you've got enough wire in it to like make a bend at a knee. But the first thing we're gonna do is make a bow. Make a bow doing some ribbon strips. So we've got 4 ribbons picked out, and we're going to cut it in 24-inch pieces. I'm going to make this bow a little different from any of the bows that we've done before. And those other two, I'll cut them. And there's some more scissors. Measure a piece on this board right here for like 24 inches. Inches.
Let's do it.
Somebody got on to me the other day for saying inch. 24. Okay, so that's a good cutting mark right there.
Why didn't make a mark?
That's okay. I mean, right here's that's what I got a thing right there. So that'll work. Let's see. We're just going to cut the pieces 24 inches and just cut some of those in. These are terrible scissors. Terrible. They're worn out. I guess it's what. It won't matter if they're not exactly 24 inches.
Which ones? You want all of them?
Yeah, I'm going to use all of them in this bow. Two loops like that. And then sunflower ribbon. And 2 of those. Okay. But the way we're gonna do this, it's just gonna be a loop bow, but they're gonna be individual pieces. So we're just gonna take the ribbon and fold it in half and then pinch it about 4.5 inches from the top. And then get a tape. It's hot in here.
Mine's perfect.
Yours?
I'm sweating.
Alright, about 4.5 inches, and just pinch it at the neck, and then get another piece and pinch another loop the same size. Whew, it is hot. Let's see. I like to finish that with like an odd amount of ribbon, so I want to let's cut 2 more strips of this one, or the candy corn. How about that? That'll give us each. Okay, and then you just hold all your loops together like that. Your tails, all your ribbons are just looped in tails.
You want mine with yours?
No, I'm going to do yours separate.
Oh, okay.
All right, we're going to we're going to do a couple of bows and then like, put them together. Need a couple of chenille stems. Get a clean, a fresh one. And then you just take your chenille stem and go around kind of the neck of the bow right under your loops and bring it around to the back. And just give it a couple of, you want to secure it as tight as you can and give it a couple of turns. So now you've got your chenille stem coming off the back. So now we're going to take our tails, and we want all of our tails facing right side up. So we're going to bring a tail to the front and then take the other side of that other tail and bring it to the back with that ribbon right side up. Going to do each ribbon like that. A right side to the front. You may have to twist it. Get the right side up to the back. And just do that on each one of your ribbons. Where you have, just count them, make sure we've got 5 loops, so you should have 5 tails to the front and 5 tails to the back. Okay, so now take your chenille stem and you're going to go around those tails. You're going to catch those tails with the right side up. Just bring that chenille stem under those tails as close to your previous knot as you can, and then you're going to secure it tightly again. Give it 3 or 4 turns, and then you've got your chenille stem on the bottom to attach your bow. You've got loops on top, and you should have all right side ribbons showing. We may have to wait and come back later. And then you can just fluff out your ribbons. This keeps your back tails from twisting and turning. Are you fanning with the pumpkin?
I'm hot.
Now, one thing that we didn't do before we started was chevron the ends of our ribbons. You can do that before you start, or you can do it afterwards. But to chevron the ends of your ribbons, you just fold the end lengthwise and then cut across that folded edge and make that chevron tail. So I'm going to cut all my ribbons. We're going to do these little bows and some ribbon strips, but I think we're going to take maybe like 3 of these bow clusters and kind of put them together. Bows are hard to make. Well, hard for me. So we're trying to make this easier. Okay? So now we got all of our tails done. And since we're going to put our scarecrow pieces sort of on the left, we're going to take the bows and attach them to the right. And I think what we'll do is like put a couple of them together. I'm not going to put them all together. I'm going to attach them to the work wreath frame individually. But say maybe 2 may be enough. Maybe we'll just start with 2. And if we need to put another, we will. So for the rest of our wreath, we're going to take these same ribbons, except maybe leave off the candy corn. I wanted the bows to be a little bit different. So we're going to take ribbon strips and cut them about 13 inches. No, we better test one. Cut one about 13 inches and let's see if that's long enough. Okay, we've cut several ribbon pieces in 13 inches. So how you want to, you can do ribbon strips in lots of different ways.
Let's do the polka dot and every other one.
Okay. Alright. So there's 18 twists on a wreath, so we'll need 9 pieces. So the most important thing about doing your ribbon strips is to untwist the twist, lay the ribbon down right side up, and then re-secure it with a couple of turns. Now, when you do your last twist, you can do 3 or 4 turns, but we're not quite sure if we're going to use more ribbon in each twist or not, so not going to for right now. So we're just going to go around it, skip a twist, and add in a ribbon strip. Of course, your twists never work out evenly, you know, it just never does work out that way. The sunflower ribbon and this wide stripe, I'm just going to layer that on top of each other, pinch it in the center, and then I'm going to go back and fill in the remaining twist with that. And you could do loops or strips, either way, it's just whatever you prefer. This is just kind of the easiest way to do it, I think. It really goes a lot faster when you got two working too. We got to get through in time to go to the movie.
I gotta get so I can get cooled off.
Go see
Dory.
Finding Dory. Sometimes you just have to hang it on the wall and back off and look at it to see if you've got enough or not. You can always add more. And we also have the candy corn, the black candy corn ribbon that we use in our little bows. I sort of wanted to keep those different from the ribbon strips, so I didn't really want to use that, but we might need to. Okay, so we got something in every twist. We've got one more ribbon over there, just put it in there somewhere. I hate to waste it after we cut it. Now our bows will be like that. Think we need to add the candy corn in, or
I don't.
Okay, well the next thing then, let's attach our scarecrow head. It has wires on it, and which makes it really easy. You just want to attach it to the work wreath frame. Now I'm going to attach it, and then we may have to reposition it. But I'm going to attach it, and I'm going to go around one of those little straight posts on the back, and that'll help keep it from slipping and sliding. Working in this fall didn't make you feel like cool fall
No.
weather?
Just want to drink some hot cider. No.
And we can secure this better once we get our placement situated. So, okay, so I think I want the head higher. Okay, now the pumpkin.
You cut that off?
Just leave that on, I guess. I think we can just, maybe can use that jute string.
That way.
Okay, this way? Okay.
Can you put the legs kind of in the high, kind of like you're sitting?
About like that, and then you shake the legs. I pull the wire out of it. That's what I did. I mean, it doesn't thread all the way down in there, but it, okay, it should have been, there we go. That's what I did. I pulled the wire out.
Yeah.
So I think we kind of wire them together first, and then go at it with a, how much?
These have got wire all the way to the bottom.
Probably played with that till I pulled on it. I'm gonna wire them together. Graceful Scarecrow.
Yes.
Okay. We joined him at the pelvis. A little better. Bow-legged. We'll have to fix that. All right, arms. Where he's got his arm around it.
I don't remember where his arm should be.
Try to try to kind of get it in place, and then we'll see if we can wire it from the back. Nick is holding it.
Yeah.
All right, now fix this lid. The little ortho work on it. Okay, there's our placement. We just kind of bent the arms around where it's like he's holding the pumpkin, and you can shape this any way that you want to. Next, we're going to add our 2 little bows that we made, and we're going to just use the chenille stems and put them, attach them right to the work wreath frame. Okay, there's our wreath after we finished it. We added in the 2 little loopy bows that we made. They were easy.
Easy bows.
They were easy. And I like the way they look, and you could always do a 3rd one if you wanted to. See how wide it is. Wide.
Yeah. About 25.
25, 25.
Well, to the end of his feet.
Right.
35.
Okay. So 25 or 35, something like that. And you have some ribbon left over of all the different styles. Of course, we didn't use much of the candy corn, but I wanted it to stand out in this bows. Of course, you could always go back and add in more ribbon strips. You could do combinations of any way that you wanted to do that. But you've got enough ribbon left to make, a couple of bows for something else. Okay? Thanks for dropping in. There's a little icon at the bottom of your screen where you can subscribe to our channel so you won't miss our next video coming out. And maybe it'll be a little cooler when we get ready to do the next one.
Better be.
Glad to have Carrie back with us today.
For a minute.
Okay. Well, thanks for dropping in. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.